Welcome to Google My Business featuring Momentum Marketing. Tonight we have Mr. Mac Frederick. He'll be our facilitator.
My name's Mac Frederick. I'm from a small town in Pennsylvania, and I own and run Momentum Digital, which is a digital marketing agency here in Philadelphia. We're a 7-figure agency with about 30 people. We've been around 6 years. I previously used to work for Google, and I'm going to walk through a little bit of my background and then get into the details of how Google works and what Google My Business is and how important it truly is for small business owners, especially small local business owners, retail businesses, even online businesses, and businesses just getting started. I've been in digital marketing for about 10 years now, and this is a presentation I love to give because there's tons of value to take away from this. Today, we're specifically going to talk about Google My Business and how to grow your business on Google, especially if you're a local business owner. If you're not familiar with what Google My Business is, you can do a quick search on Google and you'll see this little blue house icon. And the website you go to is google.com/business. And this is where you can sign into your account or create a completely free account. And we're going to talk about what that is and why it's important. So how does Google work? So there's all these different factors in regards to what's going to rank your Google My Business listing higher, your website higher. It has to do with on-page SEO, your titles, your descriptions, your keywords, your metadata, tagging and compressing images, internal and external links, content, blogs. I could talk on and on for hours about that. There's a lot to learn and unpack there, but we're going to focus this conversation not around your website. We're going to focus it around Google My Business, which has very little to do with your website. It has to do with your Google My Business listing. So what that Google My Business listing is, let's search our company name, for example. If we search Momentum Digital, which is our agency name, this is where our free business listing shows up on Google. I have a lot of plugins, tools, and features here, but if you scroll down, this is where our business listing is. And it has your name, your address, your phone number. If you don't have an address, you can have a service area business, which means you don't need an address. You can have your hours of operation, your services, your safety protocols, your description, posts, reviews, content, videos, social media links. All of this is free to create and build out. And the more you optimize this, the higher you're going to rank for various search terms on Google that you want to show up for, such as digital marketing agencies in Philadelphia. So if we search that, there's an ad right here, there's ads above us, but the first organic listing you see is Momentum Digital. This generates a lot of phone calls, customers, clicks to our website, and it can do the same for your business. So now what we came here for, we're going to talk about Google My Business specifically for the rest of this call. So it's a free and easy tool to use. You can create a free account, sign up using whatever email you want, and then you build out your information on Google My Business. Here's a link where you can access and create your own account. You can use it on desktop or download the My Business app on your smartphone. It's easy to set up. It's easy to use. It's just like managing a Yelp profile or an Instagram account, but you can do more. And it's everybody, I feel like recently is focusing so much time and attention on Instagram, when really, if they put half of that effort into Google My Business, I guarantee it'll increase their business and their clientele faster. So it allows you to rank higher on Google to reach more customers searching your products and services locally. So as of 2020, Google accounts for more than 80% of total search traffic. 60% of local businesses have not set up or claimed their Google My Business listing though. Many of you might not have one or might not have claimed one. 72% of users who did a Google search visited a store within 8 kilometers of where they were searching, which means it's very action oriented. If you're searching for a local bicycle repair shop or local restaurants or a hair salon, you're most likely interested in consuming that product or service. So that means if you're ranking above your competitors as a dentist or a consultant or a lawyer, they're likely to choose you and hire you because they trust Google, you have good reviews, and you rank at the top of Google. Almost half of all searches are based on local search intent. Many of these lead to offline conversions, not an e-commerce sale, somebody actually coming in your store or calling you or using your services. So it's incredibly important. Here's a case study using my business, Phone Repair Philly. I started 5.5, maybe 6 years ago. I started this company October 2015. I started with $1,000 out of a co-working space. I bootstrapped my business completely. I didn't do any paid advertising. I didn't do any billboards, print, TV, radio, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram ads, nothing. I literally focused completely on SEO and hard work. 18 months later, I had 5,000% growth, 3 locations, 10 employees. And now we have 4 locations and 12 employees doing over 7 figures a year. 72% of my customers come from people finding me on Google. 72% of a 7-figure business. So the proof is right here in the screenshots, and the numbers are even higher now. This presentation might be 8 months old. So if you have a local service business, Google My Business is one of the main things, if not the main thing, you should focus your marketing efforts on. So how to access Google My Business? There's 2 ways. You can search your business or log into an existing account. If you don't have an account, you can search your business and claim and verify it or create the account. So google.com/business, right here we are, free account. We are going to sign in. If you don't already have an account, nothing will be here. What you will see is something that looks like this. Find and manage your business. So we're going to type the biz name, Small Biz Philly. If you already had an account, it would show up here and you could try to claim it. I don't see anything to claim, so we're going to create a business with this name. So this is where you would choose your category. What type of business are you? This is where you choose that. And then you can choose additional categories. Google uses your category to find keywords around that category to decide how to rank your business based on what people are searching. So the category is very important. And then it'll ask, do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or office? So if you have a retail store, if you have a jewelry store, if you have an ice cream shop, if you have a phone repair shop, if you're a law office, if you're a chiropractor, you're going to want to hit yes. If you are a consultant and you do everything online, or you travel to your customers and you don't have a physical location and don't want people to see your address, you hit no. So then it'll ask, where are your customers? Where do you want to help people? Ask for your website. If you don't have a website, that's fine. Just put, I don't have a website. So add your website there if you have it. And I'm not going to completely fill all this out for you because I'll give you access and you can do it on your own. Now, Google wants to know that you're an actual business owner and that you're not trying to just create a bunch of free listing accounts to try to beat your competition and scam Google. So they're going to ask you to enter a mailing address. This address will not be shown online. It's literally so they can mail you a postcard to make sure you're a legitimate person and business owner. You can choose your business hours. Like if you're a brick and mortar retail and you're 9 to 5, you can put that here. I suggest turning on messaging. So messaging is a feature that's pretty new with Google. If you download the My Business app or have it on desktop, you could literally accept messages from potential customers, just like getting an Instagram direct message. So make sure that's turned on. A business description. This part's pretty self-explanatory. Just put a description of your business. Make sure to use your character limit. So make the description as close to 750 characters as possible, because guess what? If you're putting things in here like small business consultant in Philadelphia, Google's going to pick up on these keywords whenever people are searching this, because this is your business listing. So you'll want to come back and fill that out. Now you can add photos. The same photos you're posting on your website, on Instagram, on Facebook. Literally put them here. Here's examples of photos. Your photos could appear on Google searches, on maps, and other Google service pages. Your business profile is almost ready. Look how easy this is. It's been a minute. Click
Literally.
Continue. Now, your next steps are quite simple. So what we've just done We created a free Google My Business account in 90 seconds. Now we need to get it verified. To get it verified, we already explained that. What do? We click Verify Now. We enter in your mailing address. Do not use a PO box. You can use a co-working space. I'm literally inside of a co-working space. Our office is here at 1635 Market Street. We use a co-working space because we can get mail here. That's completely fine. Or use your brick and mortar, your retail shop, wherever you can get mail. That's totally fine, because we just need to get the mail for the postcard, and then we can enter in a postal code. This is what the postcard will look like. So you'll put your address in, it'll send you a postcard, you hit next. Whenever you get the postcard, you open it up, you put the code right into Google, and then your business listing is verified. So, and now we'll talk about building out your listing and optimizing it, because that's very important. That's the next step here, is building out your listing, and then we'll talk about managing your listing. So how to set it up. You want to focus on your general information. Basically, you want to fill out as much possible information as you can. It's like anything else in this world. You want to go above and beyond, because you'll get rewarded. So if we go into the account here, like here's our account, the home screen, this is your dashboard. This is where you can create posts or add photos, update your hours, see your general reporting, views and searches, activity. So we've had 7,800 views the past 28 days, 7,300 searches, phone calls, 6,000 photo views, website traffic, all these great things. You can see your reviews and respond to your reviews here. You can see your business on search, on maps, or share your business profile. You can add new managers. This is your dashboard. You don't need to change a ton of information here. This is where you can access a lot of the information you want. Next, we'll go down to posts. This is just like posting to Facebook or Instagram. These are posts that'll show up with your business listing on Google when people search your name or information. So this is where you can say, you can basically post about a couple different things. A COVID update, if you want to say, hey, we're safe, we're clean, we're open. Offers, you can say, hey, we have a buy one, get one sale this weekend, from this date until this date, and put all that information in here. Add like links and coupons and whatever you want to do with that. You could post like what's new, like, hey, we opened a second location, or we have a new product available, or we have a new service offering. You could also post an event. If you're a consultant and you're doing like a free webinar, you could post that information here with a certain date and time. And if you have products, you could literally post different products. Like you've got a new necklace for sale at your jewelry store. You can put the price range, and all that information here. This is a Google post. And so where that shows up is right beneath your listing. So right here, you can see our recent posts and updates, which is really cool, and it's completely free. Next, we will go to the information tab. This is the first place that you should start once you create your listing. The first place you should focus on. So you want to make sure your name is right. You can edit that here. You want to choose at least 3 categories for your business, starting with the most important category as the primary category, which best describes your business. And then you can add additional categories. So for us, we do marketing consulting, we do website design, we do internet marketing. But the first thing we would put, since we can't put SEO company, what we're going to put here is an advertising agency. So make sure you add your categories. That's where they decide which keywords you should rank for. You want to make sure your address is correct, and then you can put a service area too. Let's say you service all of New York City. You can put New York City. You could put Media, Pennsylvania. You could put any service area you want, so that way you show up not just right around your address. Confirm your hours of operation. That's easy. Confirm what days you'll be open and closed every year, holidays, whatever. You can choose a short name. This is a profile short name, which is no longer supported. So if you're able to access that, it's pretty cool. It's kind of like having like an Instagram handle. It's not really as relevant anymore. Make sure you have your website linked here. And then if you have products for sale, you can list your products right here in this tab, which you can access in the info tab or the products tab. Next, Google's still messing around with the service options. They try to suggest a bunch of services you might offer, but this is where you can add your services and put keywords and description of all your different services. And then you can have attributes. So if you're a Black-owned business owner, Latina-owned, veteran-owned, women-owned, wheelchair accessible, whatever, amenities, what type of people you service, all that information, health and safety. And then your description. Your description, like I mentioned, is where you want to use a lot of keywords based on your services and products. And then you can add photos here too. So that's really optimizing the basic information within your profile. So that's the first thing to focus on, is your dashboard and then your information tab. From here, the next thing I would do is focus on adding a few posts. Literally set a Siri or a calendar reminder on your phone to post 3 times a week or 2 times a week. Whenever you post to Instagram or Facebook, literally use that same image and post it to Google My Business. You can do it right from your phone. It'll take you 90 seconds. Next, and we need to do a better job of this, make sure to add your logo and your cover photo, but also add other photographs about your business, cool photographs. You can even add a little tag here, like at work. So you can add tons of photos. If you have more photos than your competitors, Google's gonna like you guys more than your competitors. So make sure to add a ton of photographs and images about your business. Next, go to your services tab. We covered this, but make sure you're adding in a lot of information here. So Google wants me to accept a lot of these services. I like to add them manually. So right now it wants me to view these updates and add them or remove them. Like telemarketing is not what we do. So you want to make sure all your services are accurate. And like water heater repair, we definitely don't do. Business photo. You can do a lot of cool stuff in here, but make sure these are accurate and they reflect your business. And then you can save these. And then you can actually edit them to put a price. You could even have a price, fixed price, $100. We do lead generation services. So now you're adding more keywords to your listing. Pretty self-explanatory. Same thing with products. If you have products for sale, you can literally go here, add a photo, upload photos of a product, put the file or the product name, the category, price, and description. Also pretty self-explanatory. And last but not least, make sure you're replying to messages. If you're getting messages and leads and inquiries, make sure you're responding to people if they're legitimate questions. And then one of the most important things, make sure you're getting reviews and responding to your reviews. To do that, you could literally go to your profile in your dashboard, and there's a link here where I'm gonna put somebody in. So you could go here to share the review form, and so if you guys found this presentation helpful and you'd like to give me a review, I could literally put the link right there and you guys could click that link and leave me a nice review if you found this, valuable. So that's the same thing you would do with your customers. It takes a second. And then make sure you respond to those reviews by going to this tab and say, thanks so much for the marketing review. We are glad to help grow your business. I'm using keywords in my response because Google will notice those keywords. So that is literally how to claim, set up, build out, and manage your listing. Make sure you're checking your Google My Business account at least 2 times a week. And once you're in the account, make sure you're adding photos, posts, getting and responding to reviews. It is not difficult. It just takes a little bit of time and a little bit getting used to. So reporting and insights, it's on this insights tab here. You can go to the new profile performance tab where you can customize your date range. This is where you can see your profile interactions. How many people are coming and visiting your profile? Are they coming from desktop, on Google search, on Google Maps, on mobile devices? What keywords they're searching, what they're looking for, the breakdown and search volume of those searches. This is a lot more robust than it used to be. You can also see your phone calls. How many calls are you getting? What time of day? What day of the week? What messages you're getting? Are you a business that gets a lot of messages and inquiries? Are people able to book? We don't have a booking feature, but if you're a hair salon, you could have a booking feature. Direction requests. If you're a restaurant and people are looking at how to get to your restaurant, you'll get a lot of direction requests. And then website clicks. How much traffic are you actually getting to your website from your Google My Business listing? Because those are two separate things. So recently, Momentum's had a lot of growth. So now we're getting a lot of, website clicks and phone calls because we're focusing on managing this listing. So once you're logged into Google My Business, you would just go to your Insights tab. If you want a more in-depth report, you probably don't need it, but you could always use something like Google Data Studio to create like a customized report. So that's where you can see, using Insights, are you growing? How are people finding you? What does your traffic look like? And is this working? So it's pretty nice to see that. You can also see that kind of from the dashboard here, where it gives you this performance tab or this performance feature with percentages and overall traffic and everything. How do I edit the email associated with my Google account? You cannot edit the email associated with it. The only thing you can do is add a new user by going here and clicking add a new user and putting the email address and then assigning them as an owner or manager. You can't edit the email address. You can just add someone new. You must be the owner to add a new user. You must be the primary owner. All right. So let's say, last thing here is, let's say Deke's Garage. We'll use this as the example again. Deke's Garage Roadhouse Barbecue. Let's say there's another barbecue restaurant right down the street that's doing all the same things on Google My Business. Let's say their business listing has the same amount of reviews and pictures and posts and everything. How do you beat that other barbecue restaurant? How do you rank above them? Well, that's where it would come down to local SEO. So let's put like barbecue restaurant, Philadelphia, PA. Barbecue restaurants, Philadelphia. So how do we beat some of these listings? Well, one of the things depends on how good and built out your website is and your website SEO. It also depends on your Google My Business account, like we mentioned, but also how long you've had your website and domain. And then the other factors that play into this, you can see from a local SEO ranking factors image, because Google My Business is half the battle to ranking locally. The other half comes down to, okay, let's look at your reviews. Let's look at your on-page SEO. Let's look at how many backlinks you have to your website. Let's see how people like your website. How are they behaving on your website? Are they clicking around? And then building out local citations and directories. Local citations and directories are like Yelp and Foursquare and Apple Maps and Bing, and then hundreds of other ones. So if you search local SEO citations list, you can get results from Google. It says the ultimate list of 150 local SEO citation sources. These are free to set up. It's basically like creating free profiles on the internet that uses your business name, address, and phone number, such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, Yelp, TripAdvisor, Bing, Yahoo, Foursquare, so on and so forth. So those are the final pieces to the puzzle in order to rank on Google. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday night.